A letter left unspoken. I'd always been skeptical of the supernatural, but that was before I inherited my grandfather's old mansion. It had been years since he passed away, and I'd barely set foot inside when I felt a chill run down my spine. The air inside was thick with dust, and cobwebs clung to the chandeliers like skeletal fingers. But it wasn't just the decay that unsettled me, it was the feeling of being watched. As I explored the creaking halls, I stumbled upon a room that seemed frozen in time. A table sat at its center, surrounded by 4 chairs, with a single-place setting at the head. On the wall above, a grandfather clock ticked away, its hands moving in perfect syncopation. But it was the note on the table that caught my eye, a handwritten letter addressed to me, with a time and date scribbled below, 7 noon, today's date. I felt a shiver run down my spine as I realized what I had to do. That letter had to be read aloud at exactly 7 noon, or else, but I had no idea who or else referred to, or why this letter was so crucial. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just a prank from one of my grandfather's eccentric friends, but deep down, I knew better. That clock on the wall seemed to be counting down, and the air in that room felt heavier with each passing minute. And then there were the whispers, soft at first, but growing louder, until they became a constant hum in my ear. Read it, the voice whispered. You have to read it. I tried to ignore them, but the words kept echoing in my mind. It was as if something inside that room was urging me on. 7 noon was fast approaching, and with each ticking second, the weight of responsibility grew. My heart racing, I approached the table and unfolded the letter. As I scanned its contents, a wave of emotions washed over me: sadness, regret, longing, and then, finally, acceptance. This wasn't just any letter, it was a message from my grandfather, one that he'd been trying to convey for years but never had the chance. My eyes welled up with tears as I read the words aloud, their echoes mingling with the clock's tick-tock. It felt like I was finally being given closure, a chance to understand and forgive. The whispers ceased, and an eerie silence fell over the room. When I finished reading, the grandfather clock stopped ticking altogether. I let out a shuddering breath as the tension dissipated, replaced by a sense of peace I'd never known before. It was then that I saw her, a ghostly figure standing just beyond the table, watching me with an ethereal smile. She vanished into thin air, leaving behind only the faint scent of old books and smoke. And in that moment, I knew she'd finally found what she was looking for. As I stepped out into the bright sunlight, feeling lighter than I had in years, I realized that some secrets are best left unspoken, but others need to be shared, even if it's just with a ghost who won't leave until you do.